Hey everyone, today's video is about when you cuddle with him for the first time. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get going. The day has been long, filled with the usual grind of training and patrols, but it's finally over. The sun was just beginning to set, casting a soft amber glow through the window of the apartment that you share with Katsuki. You can hear him moving around in the kitchen, his heavy footsteps making their way closer to the living room where you're sitting on the couch. You've been with Katsuki for a long while now, months maybe, a little over a year, but this is the first time the two of you have found a chance to spend a quiet evening at home together, away from the chaos. Sure, you've been close before, but Katsuki's never been the type to indulge in open affection, especially not in front of others. But tonight is just the two of you, and the silence that lingers between you was calm, not tense. He glanced over at him as he enters the room, his usual scowl replaced with something softer, less guarded. His hair is still damp from the shower, the strands mistier than usual, sticking up in every direction. He's wearing a simple black t-shirt and gray sweatpants, casual clothes that you don't often see in him. "You okay?" Katsuki asks, his voice rough around the edges, but gentle enough that you know he's checking in. You smile softly and nod. "Yes, I am good, just thinking." He narrows his eyes, though you know that it's more out of curiosity than irritation. "About?" You bite your lip, glancing over at your hands. For all the time you've spent together, you're not entirely sure how to bring this up without making him uncomfortable. Katsuki's never been much for physical affection, not in a way that's obvious, but tonight, after everything, you find yourself wanting that, a little closeness. I was, you start, hesitating. His gaze sharpens and he sits down beside you, the cushions dipping under his weight. "I was wondering if we could, cuddle?" For a moment, you wonder if you've said the wrong thing. Katsuki stares at you, his expression unreadable. He's always been intense, his emotions, his reactions, everything about him burns like a flame. But now, he was quiet. Too quiet, and it makes your heart race. "Cuddle?" He repeats, his voice lower, like he's testing the word out. You nod, feeling your face grow warmer. "Yes, I mean, it's fine if you don't want to, or if it's too weird." "Why would it be weird?" "Well, it's not really your thing, you know." You mumble, suddenly embarrassed. "I know you're not super into all that mushy stuff, but I didn't want to push you or anything." He lets out an exaggerated sigh, cutting you off again. "Damn, you really don't get it, do you?" You blink up at him, confused. Get what?" Katsuki shifts uncomfortably beside you, running a hand through his messy hair, before turning his gaze away from you. His jaw tightens and for a second, it looks like he's struggling to find the right words. "I don't care about that shit, alright?" He mutters, still not looking at you. "If it's with you, I don't mind it. I guess it's just a little different." Your heart skips a beat, and you can't help the small smile that creeps onto your face. It's moments like these, when Katsuki lets his guard down just enough to let you in, that remind you of how much he cares, even if he doesn't always show it in the typical ways. "So, does that mean you'll cuddle with me?" You ask, your voice soft, but there's a hint of teasing there. He huffs, glaring out out of the corner of his eyes. "Yeah, fine. Just don't make a big deal out of it." You can't help but giggle, and before you know it, Katsuki's arm is reaching out, tugging you towards him. It's not exactly the gentle gesture you were expecting. He pulls you against him like he's dragging a sack of weights. A little rough around the edges, but you know that's just his way. You're pressed against his side now, your head resting against his chest. The warmth of his body seeps into yours, and you can hear the steady, strong beat of his heart beneath your ear. He's tense at first, his muscles tight and rigid, but after a few moments, you feel him start to relax. "This okay?" he grumbles, his voice trembling in his chest. You nodded, snuggling in closer. "Yes, this is perfect." After a while, the two of you just sit there in comfortable silence. Katsuki's arm stays draped over your shoulders, holding you close to him, and every now and then, his hand absent-mindedly rubs small circles on your upper arm. You never would have guessed that someone as explosive and brash as him could be so gentle. "You're warm," you murmur after a while, your eyelids growing heavier. "Of course I am," he mutters back. "I'm a down heater." You smile into his shirt, feeling safe and content. The world outside doesn't matter right now, not when you're right here, tucked right against him, listening to the rise and fall of his breath. This side of Katsuki was rare, almost unheard of, but you cherish it whenever you get to see it. The softness that's reserved just for you. "Hey," Katsuki says after a few minutes, his voice quieter than usual. "You know I don't hate this, right?" You glance up at him, surprised. His face is still turned away from you. His cheeks just barely taint pink. "I mean, I don't need all that touchy-feely crap like other people," he continues, his brows furrowed. But it's not so bad when it's with you." Your heart swells at his admission, and you reach up, brushing a strand of hair away from his face. "I know, Katsuki. I'm not asking for anything more than this. Just you." His gaze flicks down to meet yours, and for a moment, you see that familiar fire in his eyes, the one that always burns brighter when he's with you. He leans in slightly, pressing a quick, awkward kiss to the top of your head, before immediately looking away again. "You're such a sap," he grumbles, though there's no bite to his words. You laugh softly, resting your head back against his chest. "Maybe I am, but you like it." He doesn't respond right away, but you feel his hand tighten its grip around your shoulder, pulling you just a little bit closer. "Yeah, well, maybe I do." And just like that, you know that everything was right. Thanks for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye!